Hello, bonjour. My name is Ginette Bromhead, and before we begin, just want to give you a little bit of information about myself. Then we'll move on to my teaching philosophy, my methods, and how to keep students engaged. Well, first of all, I'm from a community up north called Sudbury, Ontario, and both of my parents are francophone, and they only spoke French to me at home. I went to French schools all my life, even at the Faculty of Education. So therefore, I've had I have a lot of experience speaking French in different settings. My teaching philosophy is definitely to have fun learning French. It's important that people know their learning styles before we start teaching, and to me that's really important. We have to know what the students know, so we need to know about their background information, about what they know, and ensure that students have plenty of opportunity and practice to learn the language, making sure that the pronunciation is accurate, the grammar is correct, syntax, and everything flows together. Looking at methods, so my methods, and actually written French is not quite the same as oral speaking French. So when we get into different dialects, well, we have to give students ample opportunities to practice the language, and practice maybe with native speakers and listening to native speakers in some type of situation where it's either at a restaurant or in their business encounters, that they need to find what it would be the right vocabulary and right sentence structure to use during different situations. I would definitely encourage students to keep a journal to make sure that they are gathering this information with developing vocabulary, developing verb tenses, and all. It's important to keep track of what we're learning. Definitely practice active listening during, like I said, listening to people speaking French, and try not to translate too much, because the translations from English and to French are not always accurate, and students need to either visualize with a picture or with a key word that will help them develop their vocabulary. As you know, repetition is key, so I would need to use that repetition in different teaching settings where we can apply to a game or to a different context. Lastly, how to keep my students engaged? Well, teaching little people at school, I do that right now. I was teaching in June, kindergarten, and this was their first time learning French. So definitely have to keep them engaged with games and activities. So that's in the adult world as well. And sometimes it takes a little bit more to motivate adults. So therefore, I would definitely work on promoting those games and activities to enhance learning. Practice speaking with native speakers would be important, such as myself. Simulate conversations, such as at a restaurant. How would we order food and receive food, and salutations, polite salutations, of course. Making sure that their real applications are definitely on the menu for learning vocabulary and applying these to business settings. Learning French in context. So I'm really not into learning key vocabulary and just using it as a game. It's using it in context. So as much as possible through games and activities, learning those key learnings, learning those key words that can help students really develop their language skills. Establish a routine with students. To me, that's super important, because if we establish a routine right the get-go, we're able to master and repeat, and making sure that the repetition is there for students to learn. Definitely, students need to learn from their errors. So I've read a lot of books about how increases your learning power if you make mistakes. Students need to often self-evaluate. So in the past, in my university classes, I've used the exit card strategy, that what have I learned, what do I need to improve on, and how to better stimulate that learning at the next class. So therefore, that's about all for my little 3-minute video. I hope that we can speak together soon. Thank you again. Merci beaucoup et bonne journée.